And you're looking live at the championship match of the West Kentucky Academic Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, between the Graves County Eagles and the Mayfield Cardinals. I'm your host, Troy Gerard. Alongside me is my faithful sidekick, Lee Watson. And we're ready to begin with introductions and buzzer checks, starting with our rivals from across town, the Mayfield Cardinals.
Mayfield Riley. Mayfield Jake. Mayfield Christian.
Mayfield Jennings.
And now for the Eagles.
Graves County Farley.
Graves County Jagger.
Graves County Zachary.
Graves County Justin.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the smell of knowledge, the quest for the correct answer, and the pursuit of brilliance. It's the West Kentucky Academic Bowl. Let's get ready to think. Toss-up number one. In 1974, what Prime Minister of India received the message, "Buddha has smiled," indicating that nation's first test of an atomic weapon had been successful? I'm guessing the time has expired, and the correct answer was Indira Gandhi. Do we not have the timer on that over here? Toss-up number two. What Sioux chief surrendered the final fugitive group of his tribe at Fort Buford, Montana in 1881?
Sitting Bull.
Correct. Bonus for Mayfield. The theory of plate tectonics originated with what German geophysicist?
Riley.
Correct. Toss-up number four. In 1794, George Washington established what arsenal at the confluence of the Potomac and Shenandoah rivers?
Federal Arsenal.
Incorrect. And time has expired. We were looking for Harper's Ferry. Harper's Ferry. Toss-up number five. In square centimeters, the area of an equilateral triangle with sides of 5 centimeters is the quantity, open parentheses, 25 times the square root of 3, close parentheses, divided by what? Time has expired. 4. Toss-up number 6. What petroglyphs are images cut into stone? What is the term for images drawn or painted onto a rock?
Hieroglyphs.
Incorrect. I'll finish the question. While petroglyphs are images cut into stone, what is the term for images drawn or painted onto a rock face?
Lithogryphs.
Incorrect. Petrographs. Petrographs. Toss-up 7. Alfred Adler, Theodore Herzl, Conrad Lorenz, Maria Antoinette, Maria Theresa, Wolfgang Pauli, Felix Salten, Arnold Schoenberg, Franz Werfel, and Johann Strauss all lived in what Austrian city?
Vienna.
Correct. Bonus for Graves. Which two of the 14 bones comprising the human face begin with the letter M?
Maxilla and mandible.
Hesitation there, I think.
The maxilla and the mandible.
Correct. Toss-up number 9. What African country that borders the Gulf of Guinea is also bordered by Benin, Niger, and Cameroon?
Nigeria.
Correct. Bonus for Mayfield. During whose presidency did the U.S. end its official relations with nationalist China and recognize the government of the People's Republic of China in Beijing?
George H.W. Bush.
Incorrect.
Period.
Hesitation. And we were looking for the old peanut farmer from Plains, Georgia, Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter. Toss-up number 11. Astronomers are gathering evidence that several planets may be orbiting around what star that is closest to our solar system?
Andromeda.
Incorrect.
Alpha Centauri.
Incorrect. We were looking for Proxima Centauri. Proxima. They'll be playing at the Blue Building Saturday. Toss-up number 12. The Alien and Sedition Acts passed during John Adams' administration clearly trampled the guarantees of which amendment? Correct. Bonus for Mayfield. Because the Roman Emperor Julian abandoned the Christianity imposed on him in his youth, he became known as Julian the what? Incorrect.
Heretic.
Incorrect. We were looking for apostate. Toss-up number 14. In 2018, the U.S. Defense Secretary provided the White House with updated guidance on criteria for transferring any new individuals to what detention center in Cuba? Correct. Bonus for Mayfield. 1,500 sailors aboard what British battle cruiser were killed in 1941 in a sea battle with the German battleship Bismarck? Correct. Toss-up number 16. What was tested in Operations Buster, Plumb Bob, Plowshare, Emery, and Tinderbox staged at Yucca Flat, Nevada?
Nuclear weapons.
Correct. Bonus for Mayfield. The work to produce vaccines for polio, whooping cough, measles, tetanus, yellow fever, and typhus all followed a research model that had been used in developing the smallpox vaccine by the British physician Edward Who? Correct. Toss-up number 18. A synonym for what sport was derived from the Latin word pugil?
Boxing.
Correct. Bonus for Graves. While rust always involves moisture and oxidation, what is a more general term for the deterioration of a substance by its reaction to any chemical substances?
No answer.
Incorrect. We were looking for corrosion. Corrosion, kids. Toss-up number 20. Coarse-grained is to intrusive rock, while fine-grained is to what other kind of rock? Correct. Bonus for Mayfield. In what musical based on a French novel do Javert and Valjean sing the confrontation Fantine and Valtation sing Who Am I, and Valjean sing Bring Him Home? Correct. Toss-up 22. In the context of business accounting, for what does MTD stand?
Market trade day.
Incorrect.
Market transfer device.
Incorrect. Month to date. Month to date. Toss-up 23. What are the two acceptable plurals for the noun lowlife?
Low lives.
Correct. Bonus for Mayfield. Two regions of the hindbrain control the rate of breathing. One is the medulla oblongata. Name the other. Incorrect.
No answer.
We're looking for pons. Pons. Toss-up 25. What 16th century prince is regarded as the father of the Netherlands?
William the Orange.
Correct. Bonus for Graves. What Shakespearean character repeatedly utters these words? Beware the Ides of March.
I designate Zachary.
Mark Antony.
Incorrect.
Seer.
Incorrect. We were looking for soothsayer. Soothsayer. Toss-up 27. Congress has constitutional authority to set the punishment only for what crime? Correct. Bonus for Mayfield. In what story by Edgar Rice Burroughs does the crew of a World War I submarine land on a small island inhabited by creatures long extinct?
Treasure Island.
Incorrect.
Jurassic Park.
Incorrect. The Land That Time Forgot. I remember seeing it at the Old Princess Theater in downtown Mayfield. Toss-up 29. In what system of governments would officials be selected mainly on the basis of their expertise in the application of scientific knowledge and engineering? Incorrect.
Oligarchy.
Incorrect. Technocracy. And toss-up number 30. The eye on the downward side of what category of fish that includes flounders, soles, and halibut migrates to its upward side during its development?
The eyes.
Incorrect. Time has expired. Flatfish. Flatfish. Toss up 31. 2018 marked the 50th anniversary of the capture of what American Navy ship by North Korea that is still on.
Mayfield Riley.
Correct. Bonus for Mayfield. According to a poem by Alfred Tennyson, what does a young man's fancy turn into in the spring?
No answer.
I designate Riley. I can't speak today.
We were looking for love. Love. Toss up 33. The Southern Pacific branch of the Central Pacific Railroad was purchased in 1868 by the Big Four leaders of Western Railroad construction, including Mark Hopkins, Charles Crocker, Collis Huntington, and Leland who?
Grave Zachary.
Rockefeller.
Incorrect.
Mayfield J.
Carnegie.
Incorrect. Stanford. Leland Stanford. Toss up 34. Zeke has 52 cents in his ashtray consisting of dimes, nickels, and pennies. If he has 2 more nickels than dimes and 3 times as many pennies as nickels, how many pennies does he have?
Grave Zachary.
2.
Incorrect.
Mayfield Christian. 7.
Incorrect. 12. 12. Toss up 35. Geologists speculate that the Zanclean flood, some 5.33 million years ago, filled what enormous European sea while forming a strait between 2 continents?
Mayfield Riley.
Correct. Bonus for Mayfield. At the base of practically every food chain is photosynthesis, the process by which practically all autotrophs produce energy. The only exception is in relation to certain deep sea bacteria that produce their own energy from substances in black smokers in a process called what?
I designate Riley.
Correct. Toss up 37. What term for a type of completed sale is an anagram for education?
Mayfield Riley.
Incorrect.
Grave Zachary.
Full.
Incorrect. We're looking for auctioned. Toss up 38. These article titles allude to a line in what novel? Being a politician means never having to say you're sorry, and love means not ever having to make a bit of sense.
Time.
Time has expired. Love story. Toss up 39. Because of the unusual size of 2 of his distal appendages, what epitaph was given to the Texas Ranger William Alexander Anderson Wallace?
Grave Zachary.
The Lone Ranger.
Incorrect. And the half has expired. And our halftime score, Mayfield 16, Graves 3. We'll be back right after these brief messages from Greyhound. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, for the second half of the championship game of the West Kentucky Academic Bowl between the Graves County Eagles and the Mayfield Cardinals. I'm your host, Sandra Bryant. Alongside by me is my sidekick and co-commentator tonight, Tracy Taylor. We'll also now have buzzer checks and introductions. We've had some substitutions for the Eagles, so without further ado, are you ready, Tracy? Are you ready on this? You ready? All right, here we go.
Graves Alice.
Graves Natalie.
Are you sure about that, Natalie?
Yes.
You seem a little,
The-
okay. All right. And we'll continue on with the buzzer checks, make sure everything works.
Graves Zachary, captain.
Graves Justin.
Mayfield Riley. Mayfield Jake. Mayfield Christian.
Mayfield Jenny.
All right, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with the second half. While ascorbic acid is a great preservative, what similar acid is a great additive that provides a tangy taste to certain foods?
Mayfield Riley.
Acetic acid.
Incorrect.
Graves Alice.
Citric acid.
Yes, correct. Acidic is tasty. Bonus number 2. What painful disorder of the excretory system may be related to calcium stones, struvite stones, uric acid stones, or cysteine stones?
Kidney stones.
Correct, and I have suffered from those. Toss-up number 3. What term for a symbol of hope is missing in this line from a poem by Wordsworth? My heart leaps up when I behold a blank in the sky.
Graves Zachary.
Star.
Incorrect.
Mayfield Christian. Rainbow.
Correct. Bonus for Mayfield. What novel follows Augustus McCrae and Woodrow Call on a cattle drive from a sleepy little Texas town to the open wilderness of Montana?
Lonesome Dove.
Correct. Toss-up number 5. What is the range of this function? Y equals open parentheses negative x squared plus 3 closed parentheses. Time has been called negative infinity to 3. Negative infinity to 3. They'll be at the Blue Building this Saturday at 4 o'clock. Toss-up number 6. In what kind of venture do 2 or more individuals or entities enter into an agreement to combine resources for a specific business undertaking?
Graves Zachary.
Project.
Incorrect. Time has expired. Joint venture. Joint venture. Toss-up number 7. What kind of conjunction is used in this thought by Dwight Eisenhower? Neither a wise man nor a brave man lies down on the tracks of history to wait for the train of the future to run him over.
Mayfield Jake.
Coordinating.
Incorrect.
Graves Alice.
Correlative.
Correct. Bonus for Graves. Fibromyalgia may cause what sensation throughout the body?
Pain.
Correct. Toss-up number 9. In Robert Heinlein's writings, what kind of heavenly bodies are these? Hesperus, Clendathu, Gamma Leonis, Shiva 3, Terita, and Epison Gemini 5.
Graves Natalie.
Moons.
Incorrect.
Mayfield Christian. Constellation.
Incorrect. Planets. Toss-up number 10. Name the Italian scientist who around 1602 began studying the properties of pendulums.
Mayfield Riley.
Correct. Bonus for Mayfield. The only significant source of agricultural water in California's Imperial Valley is what canal from the Colorado River?
Suez.
Incorrect.
Hoover.
Incorrect. The All-American Canal. Toss-up number 12. What 2 letters complete the names for the 3 distinct regions of the small intestine? Time has been called U and M, or Toss-up 13. Name the independent U.S. government agency that investigates aviation accidents, incidents, and disasters.
Mayfield Riley. FAA.
Incorrect. Time has expired. The National Transportation Safety Board, kids. Toss-up number 14. These books are set in what U.S. state? East of Eden, the Octopus, the Maltese Falcon.
Mayfield Riley. California.
Correct. Bonus for Mayfield. What two categories of pronouns are illustrated in this line by Susan Anthony? I declare to you that woman must not depend upon the protection of man, but must be taught to protect herself. And there I take my stand.
Objection subject.
Incorrect.
I designate Natalie.
First person?
Incorrect. Personal or reflexive. Toss-up 16. In plants, there are three types of root systems. In which of these systems does the root not arise from the bottom or from a primary root, but instead grow out from the stem or leaves?
Grave Zachary.
Upward root.
Incorrect.
Mayfield Riley.
Incorrect. The adventitious root system. Toss-up 17. What is a popular euphemism for a vehicle that is used?
Graves Natalie.
Lemon?
Incorrect.
Time.
Time has been called a pre-owned vehicle. A pre-owned vehicle. Toss-up 18. In 1703, Peter the Great founded what city at the head of the Gulf of Finland on the Baltic Sea?
Mayfield Riley.
Correct. Bonus for Mayfield. St. Basil's Cathedral is at the south end of what square in Moscow?
The Red Square.
Correct. Toss-up number 20. What word is missing in this list of pears? Skull and bones, sweet and sour, stars and stripes, salt and pepper, smoke and...
Graves Zachary.
Fire.
Incorrect.
Mayfield Jenny.
Mirrors.
Correct. Bonus for Mayfield. What is the profession of the character in the musical Man of La Mancha who sings these lines? And I go my merry way with my razor and my leeches. I can always earn my pay.
Barber.
Correct. Toss-up number 22. The outcome of what lengthy battle in which Grant's troops forced the surrender of Pemberton's army was the occasion for the 1863 note in which President Lincoln wrote that the...
Graves Zachary.
Battle of Gettysburg.
Incorrect. I'll finish the question. The outcome of what lengthy battle in which Grant's troops forced the surrender of Pemberton's army was the occasion for the 1863 note in which President Lincoln wrote that the Mississippi River again goes unvexed to the sea?
Mayfield Riley.
Incorrect. The Battle of Vicksburg. Toss-up 23. What term for loud, arrogant, threatening speech also indicates a violent, gusty wind?
Graves Zachary.
Turbulent.
Incorrect. Time has expired. Bluster, or we would have accepted Lee Watson. Toss-up 24. The oxidation of propane yields carbon dioxide in what other compound?
Mayfield Jenny.
Water.
Correct. Bonus for Mayfield. On a geological map, what general category of sedimentary rock is often symbolized by multiple irregular closed curves of different diameters among random dots?
Shale.
Incorrect.
Elevation.
Incorrect. Conglomerate. Toss-up 26. These are alternative versions of the last words of what famed mathematician who was murdered by a Roman soldier during the Second Punic War in 212 BC. Stand away, fellow, from my diagram. Do not disturb my circles.
Mayfield Jenny.
Archimedes.
Correct. Bonus for Mayfield. In 1983, the U.S. government awarded a contract for more than $1 billion for 55,000 high-mobility, multi-purpose wheeled vehicles. These vehicles have what nickname?
Jeeps.
Incorrect.
Cadillac.
Incorrect. We're looking for Humvee. 28. These are forts associated with the history of what U.S. state? Fort Yamhill, Fort Dallas, Fort Astoria, Fort Clatsop, and Fort Klamath.
Mayfield Jenny.
Texas.
Incorrect.
Graves Zachary.
Virginia.
Incorrect. Oregon. Toss up 29. Complete this line illustrating chiasmus. Her life was full of children and her children.
Full of Life.
Correct. Bonus for Mayfield. What was the nickname of the German lieutenant general whose forces captured Libya in 1941?
The Desert Fox.
Correct. Toss Up 31. As Broadway productions Carrie closed after 5 performances, Bring Back Birdie closed after 4 performances, and Kelly closed after just 1 performance, what informal term applies to such utter failures?
Mayfield Jenny.
Flop.
Correct. Bonus for Mayfield. In what profession is somebody who uses these terms on a daily basis? Range, meet, cap, rodman, corner, plat, link, township, dummy end, benchmark, and azimuth.
Butcher.
Incorrect.
Surveyor.
Correct. Incorrect.
What?
Oh, timeout. Timeout has been called.
What was that?
Surveying. And we're back at the championship match of the West Kentucky Academic Bowl. I'm your host. Well, who am I today? I'm Ed Richard, and this is my sidekick over here, Matt Matting. And we've had some substitutions since the timeout, so once again we'll have introductions and buzzer checks, starting with the Graves County Eagles.
Graves Alice.
Graves Jagger.
Graves Zachary, captain.
Graves Carly.
And now for the Mayfield Cardinals.
Mayfield Khalid.
Mayfield Jenny, captain.
Mayfield Carly. Mayfield Darby.
All right, and away we go, ladies and gentlemen. Toss up.
Wait, no.
No?
Kyler messed up the buzzers.
Oh,
Something happened.
technical difficulties?
Switch the sides, I think.
You got to really lay off the sauce.
And, put 2 minutes on the clock.
The team squad.
Yeah, we gotta
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We had some technical difficulties. The hamster died. We've replaced it now, and there's a new one spinning around in the cage as we speak. And once again, we'll have introductions and buzzer checks, starting with the Graves County Eagles.
Graves Alice.
Graves Jagger.
Graves Zachary, captain.
Graves Carly.
And now for the Mayfield Cardinals.
Mayfield Khalid.
Mayfield Jenny, captain.
Mayfield Carly. Mayfield Darby.
And we're ready to rumble, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Lee Watson. And here we go with toss-up number 33. The basic difference between the periodic table of elements created by Dmitri Mendeleev and the one used today is that his was arranged by increasing atomic weight, while the modern version is arranged by what?
Atomic number.
Correct. Bonus for Graves. The English patriotic song Land of Hope and Glory was based on a march composed by Edward William Elgar. What was its original title?
Hymn of the Republic.
Incorrect. Pomp and circumstance. Toss-up number 35. What adjective indicates any artificial device used to replace a missing part of a body, such as a tooth, an arm, an eye, or a heart valve?
Graves Zachary.
Prosthetic.
Correct. Bonus for Graves. Victoria Falls and Lake Malawi were among the geographical discoveries of what 19th century Scottish medical missionary?
William Braveheart.
Incorrect.
No answer.
Dr. Livingston, I presume. Dr. David Livingston. Toss-up number 37. Which of the three kinds of muscle tissue is autorhythmic?
Mayfield Jenny.
Heart.
Incorrect.
Graves Carly.
Cardiac.
Correct. Bonus for Graves. Multiply the square root of 32 by the square root of 128.
Two.
Time has expired. We were looking for 64. 64. Toss-up 39. Both the St. Mary's and the Suwannee River originate in what swamp straddling the Georgia-Florida border?
Graves Alice.
Everglades.
Incorrect. Oh, that's the match, ladies and gentlemen, and the score: Mayfield 29, Graves 10. I'd like to thank our sponsors. See you next year.